eternal, yet ever new. His advent and His proximity, His mystical leelas and His songs, every mischief and miracle a message memorable. Every pain and travail a precept enacted. As the bud blossomed to reveal 1,000 petals, it can only be said that the fragrance of the first few years was unique.
It is after Karnam Subhama passed away in the July of 1944. In the December of 1945, this is the invitation card for Swami's Griha Pravesham. It says, Shri Sathya Sai Baba Bhakta Madali, and correction has been made into Mandali, request the pleasure of your company on the occasion of Griha Pravesham, opening ceremony of new Bhajana Mandiram at Puttapati, and again correction has been made R, Bukkapatnam PO, Penukonda Taluk, Anantapur district on Friday, the 14th of December 1945 at 10 a.m. Shri Sathya Sai Bhakta Mandali. So this was the invitation card that went out to about 200 people who attended the glorious opening ceremony of the Mandir, the Patha Mandiram in 1945, when Swami was carried in a kind of a basket in a procession and brought to his new home. There's a picture. This is another chariot that was made. There were two processions. So this is the picture of Bhagwan on the day of the inauguration of the Patha Mandiram.
As I said, there was one more soul who was interested in getting this boon sanctioned from Swami that at the time of parting, that he should have Swami's presence by his side and Swami should pour water into his mouth when he dies. And that is the grandfather of Swami, Shri Kondamaraju. Initially, they had a huge household, all of them living together. And after a certain point, he decided that he should distribute the property between the two brothers. And after giving away everything, he told that I'm going to live separately. I'm going to cook my own food. So the sons asked him, don't you want anything for yourself? So when asked thus, Kondamaraju said, if you really want to give me something, give me Satyam. I will take Satyam with me. And that is how this beautiful relationship started, because the grandfather and this divine grandchild lived together in a small hut.
Kondamaraju saw Swami.
Ishwarama ani pilichadu.
He said, Ishwarama.
Anaga ee dehaniki talli.
The mother of Bhagavan.
Appudu em mama ani vachindi.
And Ishwarama started reaching that place saying, what is it you want?
Ee poddu inka nenu undanu.
He said, I am not going to live any longer.
Konchemu పూర్ణం చేసి పెట్టు.
And got some rice pudding be ready.
పూర్ణంలో ఇది పెట్టి కొంత ఒక చిన్నది ఒక ఓడిగా చేసి పెట్టు.
And also make certain other preparations also.
ఎవ్వరికి తెలియదు, ఆమెనే చేసి పెట్టింది.
She alone made these preparations.
ఆమె చేసి పెట్టిన తర్వాత తను ఎక్కడో పోయినట్టుగా బయటికి పోయినట్టుగా పోయాడు.
And Kondamaraju left that place as if he has got some job to look at.
ఆ లోపల తట్టలో పెట్టించాడు ఈ యొక్క ఓడిగను.
And all these things are served in a plate.
పెట్టి ఆయన వచ్చేటప్పటికి నేను తీసుకెళ్ళి తట్టను పెట్టాను.
And Swami kept this plate in front of him.
స్వామి, ఏమిటి మీ తెలివితేటలు, ఏమి మీ శక్తి సామర్థ్యములు, మాకేమీ అర్థం కావటం లేదే.
Kondamaraju said, Swami, how powerful you are, how mysterious you are, we are not able to comprehend.
అప్పుడు పెట్టి దాన్ని కొంచెం కలిపి ఆయన నోట్లో పెట్టాను.
Swami mixed and made him eat.
అప్పుడు ఆయనకు 102వ సంవత్సరము.
He was age 102 at that time.
అట్టి వాడు అయినప్పటికీ నడుచుకొని కొంతమంది ఆయనకు వచ్చేటువంటి వాడు.
At that age also he could walk well.
ఎందుకు నీవు ఇట్లా వస్తావు, పశువులంతా తిరుగాడుతుంటాయి, అవేమైనా నెట్టితే కూడాను నువ్వు కింద పడిపోతే చాలా ప్రమాదం కదా అని నేను చెప్పేవాడిని.
Bhagavan used to caution him, why do you walk that long distance? You may slip on the way.
స్వామి, నీవే మా అండదండలుగా ఉంటున్నప్పుడు ఏ యొక్క పశువు వచ్చి నన్ను నొట్టుతుంది అని చాలా ధైర్యంగా చెప్పేటువంటి వాడు.
And his response was this: when Swami, when you are by my side, as a support, no other thing can come in our way.
నేరుగా ఇంకా కొండమరాజు ఇంటి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాను.
And Swami went to the residence of Kondamarazu.
అట్ట పోయేటప్పటికి తట్ట తీసుకొని వచ్చింది ఈశ్వరమ్మ.
Ishwarama brought the plate.
ఇదిగో తాత, ఈ రొట్టె మీరు తినండి, ఈ ఓడిక మీరు భుజించండి.
And Bhagavan said, grandfather, you eat these preparations.
నోరు తెచ్చాడు.
And he opened his mouth.
నేనే తుంచి కొంచెం నోట్లో పెడుతూ వచ్చాను.
Swami made him eat bit by bit.
అబ్బా, ఎంత మధురంగా ఉంటుండాలి. ఈశ్వరమ్మ, నీవు ఏనాడు కూడా ఇలాంటి ఓడిక చేయలేదు కదా, ఈనాడు ఎందుకు ఇంత గొప్ప ఓడిగా ఉంటుండాలి అని చాలా మెచ్చుకున్నాడు.
And Kondamarazu praised Ishwarama. You never prepared like this. Preparations are excellent, he said.
స్వామి, నేను కోరి చేస్తుంటే అన్నీ తప్పులే జరిగేటువంటిది. ఈనాడు ఏ విధంగానూ నేను కోరలేదు, తమరు చెప్పారు, స్వామి ఇచ్చాడు అని నేను చేస్తున్నాను.
When I do it purposefully, things are not in the way as they are
ఇది నా
today.
శక్తి సామర్థ్యములు ఏమీ కాదు మామ అనింది.
These are not my skills and capacities, no.
అప్పటికి పెద్ద వెంకమరాజు, చిన్న వెంకమరాజు, అతని కుమారులు వాళ్ళిద్దరు కూడా వచ్చారు.
In the meantime, Pedda Venkamarazu, Chinna Venkamarazu's sons reached there.
వచ్చేటప్పటికి వారికి కూడా కొంచెం పెట్టాడు.
And Swami served them also.
అంతా తిన్న తర్వాత నీళ్లు త్రాగాడు. అమ్మ, నాకు నిద్ర వస్తూ ఉంది అని పండుకున్నాడు.
Then he drank water and said, I am sleepy and rested.
ఆమె చెప్పింది, ఈశ్వరమ్మ, ఇది నిద్ర కాదు,
Ishwarama said, this is not sleep.
ఇది స్వామి యొక్క సంకల్పమే.
This is Swami's will.
And this was the school in which Swami joined. After completing his primary schooling in Puttaparthi, Swami moved to Kamalapuram. Kamalapuram, which is in the Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh. Here Swami was staying with the in-laws of Seshamaraju Garu, because Seshamaraju, as I said, he had gone for his teacher's training program. So in this house, Swami used to stay along with his sister-in-law and the family. And from here, Swami attended the middle school in Kamalapuram.
See, the idea of sending Swami to Kamalapuram was that he should not spend his time, cooking rasam for grandfather, doing all the household chores. But that is what Swami ended up doing at Kamalapuram also. Seshamaraju was absolutely busy because he had to go for his teacher's training program, because of which the only man at home was Swami. And so Swami would continue to do all the household chores, and the most important one was getting water. See, we don't realize what a blessing from God it is that every morning we just wake up and open the tap and we have water. How many people have worked behind the scenes to ensure that when we open the tap, we get water? Do we express our gratitude to all those people? The person who is pumping the water to the top in the corporation, who is ensuring pipes and getting it here, the watchman who puts on the motor at 4 in the morning so that 5 in the morning we can have water. Shouldn't our life be something so that these people who have helped us brush our teeth, have our bath, also get benefited in some manner? That's a point for us to ponder. In Swami's case, it was not like that. He himself used to go. He would walk 2 kilometers. There are no photographs, so a depiction of an artist has to do here. He would walk 2 kilometers to the Penna river and fetch water twice a day. Because morning what is got will get over by evening. Again in the evening you have to get water. And by the time Swami walks 2 kilometers up, 2 kilometers down, 4 kilometers, by the time he goes and comes, while coming he is carrying the heavy load, it would almost be about 8:30 to 9 in the morning. Swami would quickly have his breakfast. What was Swami's breakfast? I feel very ashamed, because in the morning, suppose if there is idli, I'll say, Mother, you made idli. Just 5 days back it was idli. I expect that at least there's a variety for 9 days. After 9 days you can repeat. There's so many breakfast items, don't repeat. Swami had the same breakfast item each morning. Each morning, you know. And what was it? It was not some freshly cooked food. Previous day there would be a ragi ball called sankati. And whatever is remaining, it becomes hard. Becomes hard like a cricket ball. And they pour water over it, add some salt, mix it. That is Swami's breakfast. Swami would have that as his breakfast and leave for school.
You know, it is interesting to contrast the life that Swami led in Kamalapuram, even as we are going to narrate more, and the life that Swami led in the later years. Because in the time when Swami lived in Kamalapuram, Swami showed us how do you lead a dignified life when you have nothing. When you have absolutely no clothes to wear, when you don't have good food to eat, when you have no money to spend, how do you lead your life when you have nothing but still live with dignity? Years later, when Swami had this beautiful Kulwant hall built, a mandir which was so ornate, Puttaparthi which was so beautiful, a city of its own, Swami had everything. You know, when we speak to some of the devotees now, they talk of the access which Swami had to wealth, which is phenomenal. They said if Swami had said yes, they would have paved the roads with gold. That was how much access Swami had to wealth. In Kamalapuram, Swami showed us when you have nothing, how do you live? In the years later, Swami showed us when you have everything, how do you live? Because when he had everything, he lived in the smallest apartment in Puttaparthi. You know, the students who had the opportunity to go and once clean the room where Swami stayed in the mandir in the Kulwant hall, when Swami later shifted to Purnachandra hall, they said they broke down. They said, is this where Swami lived for 40 years? That room hardly had any ventilation. There was nothing in that room. Even the word Spartan is too Spartan to describe that room. Because there was nothing in that room. There was hardly a window which would bring in light. And Swami spent 40 years in that room without complaining once. So he showed us when you have everything, when you're the richest one, you can have access to all the wealth in the world. How do you live? You know, in the days in Kamalapuram, one very interesting episode happens. As the description given by Arvind, Swami was definitely not a person of any regard in that household. He was one who was doing all the work in the house. One day after fetching water, after doing all the work in the house, Swami came and sat on a rocking chair. You know, that was the only chair in the house. There was not much furniture in the house. One Subbaraju, he was Seshamaraju's brother-in-law, his wife's brother. He was also living in the same household. He comes and starts shouting at Swami. He says, do you think you're a prince? Do you think you're a king? You're coming and sitting on this rocking chair? Get up, go and do the work. And Swami was a little boy, you know, hardly 8 or 9 years. And very firmly Swami tells this man, today you are making me get up from this chair. Mark my words, a day will come when you will clean a silver throne for me and I will come and occupy it. Many years later, after the Pathamandiram was built, when royalty started flowing into Swami's presence, you had the Rani of Chincholi, the royal family of Sandur, many of them coming and, you know, offering all kinds of wealth to Swami. There's one devotee by name Ranjot Singh, and he wanted to offer something to Swami. So during one of the Shivratri celebrations, he got a beautiful and ornate looking silver throne commissioned for Swami. He got it made and brought it to Swami's presence, and he pleaded with Swami to accept it, and Swami accepted it. So during the festivities, the devotees came up to Swami and said, Swami, shall we unpack this throne? Shall we have it for Shivratri? Swami said, don't want for Shivratri, I'll tell you when to do it. So Shivratri came, Shivratri went. The next festival came, which was Guru Purnima. They said, Swami, shall we use it for Guru Purnima? Swami said, don't want now, you leave it, I'll tell you when to do it. So this Guru Purnima also came, Guru Purnima also went. Then Dashara came. So when Dashara came, a lot more devotees came. So Swami called one person and Swami said, we will use this time, we'll use it for Dashara. So this person comes and he unpacks this chair, and even as he unpacks, he breaks down into sobs. The devotees who were there were wondering, why is he crying? Because the person who was unpacking and cleaning the throne was that same Subbaraju who threw out Swami from that rocking chair. Even as he was cleaning that silver throne of Swami, he recollected those words of Swami. He said, Swami's words have come true. I am cleaning a silver throne for Swami, which Swami will occupy. You know, these were incidents which Swami if you look at it alone as that incident, you'd say, what arrogance was that? Swami said with so much arrogance. But it was not with arrogance, it is, Swami would say, self-confidence. Like one of our lecturers would say, imagine the self-confidence of Swami, a 14-year-old boy saying that I have work to do. The world is waiting for me. My devotees are waiting for me. What self-confidence was it? Because as we said, he came with nothing. He lived with nothing. But he said, I have to transform the world. The world is waiting for me.
And Swami says that in this ultimate goal that we seek in our life, the foundation is self-confidence. And then he says, build the wall of self-satisfaction. And what you have is the mansion of self-realization. I really feel all of us should at least hear one discourse a day, half discourse a day, and see what an impact it has on our lives. It is one thing to get to know the teachings. It is another thing to hear it in a voice that the Lord chose for Himself.
Prema Swarupulara.
Embodiments of love.
There is magic in that voice. There is love in that voice. There is confidence in that voice. And this love, this confidence, we will not get if we hear anybody else telling about it. We have to hear Swami himself. And he had come to Kamalapuram. He had only one pair of clothes. He would use only that. Just like he had the same breakfast every day, he had the same clothes every day. He would come back, drape a towel around himself and wash the clothes, wait for them to dry. In case they didn't dry fast enough, Swami had one more shirt. And this shirt, his mother had stitched from an old sari of hers. And he would wear that. If anything happened to this dress and anything happened to this uniform, he could not ask for another dress. He did not have enough money to take another pin also. And that is why he would break the thorns, long thorns he would select and break. That was his pin. He would pin wherever the clothes were torn, he would put that, using it as a pin. And that is why he was in a kind of trouble when it was announced that a Pushpagiri fair is to be attended. Now in those days, education was so wonderful. Service to mankind was not considered as something very special. It was considered as part and parcel of each one's duty. Every student was expected to spend some time to go out and serve the people and come back, because just as it is important that we learn math, science and arts, it is important that we learn to serve. It should be part of our life. One is for living, one is for life. And that is why every year from this Kamalapuram school, from the middle board school, the students would go as volunteers to a cattle fair, a massive cattle fair that would be held for more than a week in the precincts of a temple, the Chennakeshava Swami temple. This temple still exists to this day. On the way from Kamalapuram to Pushpagiri. And in front of it is a huge area where their cattle are brought and cattle are sold.
When we read the Ramayana, we often talk of the love and the respect which Lord Rama had, especially from the citizens of Ayodhya. Any kingdom where you have a good king, where you have a good prince, the people of that land will be fond of the king and the prince, right? What is so special about people being fond of Lord Rama? Just like how they would worship their king, worship their prince, they would have been fond of Lord Rama. But when an avatar comes in any role, when an avatar comes taking up any form, the souls which have pined for proximity, the souls which have yearned to be near the Lord and to have His love, they take all those prime positions around Him in whatever form it takes, whatever form it calls for. So that is why it is said that those devotees who have for years done tapas, they get born as citizens of Ayodhya. They get born as the monkeys who helped Rama. They might not have looked up to the Lord and said that, here is Lord Rama, he is an avatar, he is Lord Vishnu. But in some form, in some even worldly attachment, they have a kind of a connection with the Lord. Similar to that, if you see in Swami's life, there are many, many people who might not have looked up to Swami as an avatar, who might not have looked up to Swami as God come in a human form, but in their own way had a selfless and pure love for Swami, which actually, many years later when Swami would refer to them, Swami would say, he was a great devotee. The teachers who taught Swami in these schools in Kamalapuram and Urukunda, they might not have worshipped Swami, but referring to them, Swami would say, they were great devotees. And two such souls which got the name of they were great devotees and lovers of the Lord were two classmates of Swami called Ramesh and Paresh. And endless are the discourses where Swami referred to these two little boys. Swami would say that they would sit on either side of Swami in the class and they would be so fond of Swami, who wouldn't be. But these were two children who had the opportunity to be the best friends of Swami. So when this Pushpagiri fair and the need to go to this fair came up, you had to have uniforms, the scout uniforms, to be worn for this Pushpagiri fair. Swami would say that this one particular boy, Ramesh, his father was a Sirastidar. Now you have a Tahsildar, I don't know what rank it was, but a high-ranking officer in the government. The name of the post was Sirastidar. So this young boy, Ramesh, his father was Sirastidar. And this boy was very similar to Swami in stature. So this little boy realized that Swami does not have a pair of khakis to be worn for this Pushpagiri fair. So he goes up to his father and he tells his father, "Father, this scout uniform, this khaki, I somehow have become very fond of it. Can you get me one more pair? I like it so much." The father is very well off, so he gives him one more pair. So what does this boy do? Neatly packs it up, rolls it, folds it, puts it in a paper cover and writes a note.
అదే విధంగానే రమేష్ పవేష్ వాడు చాలా స్వామికి సన్నిహితుడు.
Ramesh and Paresh are so intimate to Swami.
11 ఏడు 13 ఏడు.
Age 11 and 13.
ఆ చిన్న పిల్లలకు ఇంత అభిమానం, ఇంత ప్రేమ.
At that young age, they had such an intense love for Swami.
వాళ్ళ తల్లిదండ్రులు ఏమైనా కుట్టిచ్చేస్తే గుడ్డలు,
If their parents got stitched dress,
నా దగ్గర డబ్బు లేదు,
there's no money with Swami.
నేను ఎప్పుడు ఎవరి దగ్గర పుచ్చుకునేటువంటి వాడిని కాదు.
Swami never accepted any from anybody.
అప్పుడు రమేష్ 2 జతలు తెచ్చి ఒక జతలు నా షెడ్ లోపల డెస్క్ లోపల పెట్టిపోయేవాడు.
Ramesh got 2 pairs of dresses made and kept hidden in the desk.
ఇది మీరు తీసుకోకుండా పోతే నా ప్రాణం ఇస్తాను అనేది.
And Ramesh said, "Raju, if you don't accept this dress, I'll commit suicide."
ఇలాంటి సంబంధంతో మన ప్రేమను పెంచుకోకూడదు.
Swami said, this should not be our relationship.
హృదయానికి హృదయము, హృదయానికి హృదయము.
It is only connection heart to heart.
లవ్ టు లవ్.
Love to love only.
ఇది కానీ మన సంబంధము ఇచ్చి పుచ్చుకునేటువంటి మనకు సంబంధం ఏమాత్రము శాశ్వతాలు కాదు.
It is only heart to heart, love to love, not giving and receiving.
ఆ విధంగా కూడా ఉండేటువంటి వాడిని.
That is Bhagavan.
కనుకనే ఆనాటి మొదలుకొని నేటి వరకు కూడాను ఎవరిది ఏమీ పుచ్చుకునే లేదు.
Then and now, Bhagavan never accepted any from anybody.
When Swami would narrate this, Swami would beautifully say, those days, children used to listen to me, hinting that nowadays, my students, nothing to say about them.
Ramesh and Paresh wanted Swami to accompany them to this fair. Every child in the class wanted Swami to come along because Swami was their hero. Swami was their guru. Swami was their leader. And as Swami said, children would listen to him. And because of that, all the teachers wanted Swami to come. Why? So the teacher felt, if Raju comes to the fair, then the other parent will send their children also. If Raju doesn't come, then other parent will not give importance to this. So in order to ensure that all the children come for the fair to serve as volunteers, the teacher also wanted that Raju come. The thing was, it was said compulsory you need to have a uniform, a whistle. This is the minimum thing. Now Swami doesn't have money to buy that. And he has already refused the gift from the friend. So how can Swami go? So Swami would say in his discourses that I decided that I will not go. So on the day when all the students had to leave, they all needed to give 12 annas because it includes the price for the bus journey back to and fro and for stay over there. That was the money that they had to pay. Since Swami did not have the money, he stayed back at home. All the children came off to his house. Raju, you should come. Raju, you should come. Raju, you must come with us. Swami said, no, what shall I do? So he decided to feign sickness. And then Swami would say in his discourses, see, if I tell I have got fever, they can check my temperature and know that it is. Then I will be caught. Therefore, I decided to tell I have got stomachache. You can't check stomachache. So Swami started telling stomachache, stomachache. But the boys are not leaving. Finally, a teacher comes and says, see, if Swami says stomachache, leave him. And in the discourse, Swami would sweetly say that as the boys went away, my stomachache also went away. So that was how Swami escaped boarding the bus that took all these children 30 kilometers away to the location where the cattle fair would be held near the Chennakeshava Swami temple.
The beauty with Swami is Swami tells that even as those boys were leaving disappointed, Swami's heart sank. Swami said, Swami was seeing their sunken faces. Swami said, if I could just still go, I can at least give a little joy to these friends who are so devoted to me. So Swami said that 12 annas I definitely cannot afford. But as it was described, a good amount of that 12 annas was for that bus journey. So Swami thought that if I can walk that 11 kilometers and reach Pushpagiri, he can save that much money. So he said still he would have to arrange for at least 4 or 5 annas. So what Swami decides, Swami has these old textbooks with him.
They're not old actually.
Yeah, because Swami describes, but my textbooks were brand new because I never used them. I never read from them. I never had the need to read from them. So even in our times, we always had these textbooks being passed on and sometimes selling it for a lower price. So instead of buying a brand new set of textbooks, you buy used textbooks. So Swami found a suitable buyer for these textbooks, a little boy who said that he would buy it. And he offered 10 annas. He said, I can give you 10 annas because that's the worth of all the textbooks which Swami was giving him. But Swami said, I don't need 10 annas. That's the beauty of Swami. The value of what he was selling was 10 annas, but he said, I don't have a need for that much money. And whenever you have more than what you need, that is where the devil steps in. Not in the case of Swami, but Swami always leaves messages for us. It was not for himself. So Swami said, 10 annas is what I can rightfully get, but what I need is only 5 annas. So he tells the boy that you just give me 5 annas, it's enough, and you can take all my textbook. But this was a little boy, he had no money. So what did he do? That time paper money was not as popular as now. Now of course coins have no value. If you bring annas, even the coffee shop fellow will not give you anything.
Those days there would be something called dammidi. Or this dammidi is a Andhra term. In the Mysore state which was there, currently Karnataka, it used to be called kasu, different things. But basically they were dammidis. 3 dammidis made 1 bottu, 4 bottus made 1 anna. And 16 annas make 1 rupee of today. So you can imagine what that dammidi is. So this boy had all his money in dammidis and bottus. He gave a lot of coins to Swami. He bundles all these coins, 5 annas worth of dammidis and bottus, and he decides to return home because now he has got sufficient money to manage at the fair. As he's walking, as he reaches his house, as his picture depicts, that cloth tears and all the coins fall. And they make a clanking sound. The sister-in-law comes rushing out and she is convinced, she doesn't even talk to Raju. She is convinced that this boy must have stolen the money. She gives him a sound thrashing, sound beating, confiscates all the money and throws him out of the house.